honorable judges, respected audience, and ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a question. If your own brother, cousin, friend, or anyone you love fell into gambling addiction, would you lock them in prison for years and years, or would you help them recover, learn new skills, and return to society stronger? Well, that is the heart of this debate. This house believes that gambling offenders should be given social service and skill training rather than imprisonment. Why? Because prison punishes the surface, but rehabilitation heals the root. Today, I will show you 3 reasons, and the first one is about rehabilitation works and prison fails. Now let's be clear. Gambling is an addiction. It's not solved by punishment. It's solved by treatment. When you put a gambling addict in prison, what happens? They sit in a cell, surrounded by hardened criminals. No therapy, no education, no skill training, and they come out worse, more desperate, and more likely to reoffend. Well, for example, Norway focuses on rehabilitation, not punishment. Their reoffending rate is among the lowest in the world, just 20%. Compare that to the United States, where punishment-heavy prisons have reoffending rates above 19%. Now, which system do you think protects society? Putting a gambling addict in prison is like locking a sick patient in a closet and hoping the illness disappears. But giving social service and skill training is like giving medicine, therapy, and a new life. Now, secondly, it's about social and economic benefits. Prison is not only ineffective, it is expensive. Every single day, taxpayers must pay for food, security, healthcare, and facilities for prisoners. In Indonesia, it costs around 16,000 rupiah per prisoner per day. Over a year, that's more than 20 million rupiah per person. And that money produces nothing for society. Now compare that to social service and skill training. Instead of being a passive burden, offenders actively contribute. They can clean public spaces, help in community centers, assist in disaster relief, or even opening their own businesses. At the same time, skill training requires them with tools to re-enter the workforce. For example, like digital skills, mechanics, cooking, or even farming. Now let's take a look at the example in Singapore's community-based sentencing. Minor offenders are required to do mandatory community service and attend structured programs. Instead of draining tax money, they contribute visible value. Parks get cleaner, elderly care improves, and offenders actually learn responsibility. Imagine 2 seeds. One, you lock in a dark box. Nothing grows, only rot. And that is prison. The other seed, you plant in soil, give water and sunlight. Eventually, it grows into a tree that provides shade and even fruits. And that is rehabilitation. Now, countryside may say, but prison deters gambling. Yet, research shows that imprisonment is a weak deterrent for non-violent addiction-related offenses. What truly reduces reoffending is integration into society with real economic opportunity. Now, thirdly, it's about professional justice and human dignity. Now, let's be real. Gambling is not murder. It's not assault. It's not violent crime. Yet, imprisonment treats it the same way. Locking offenders next to violent criminals, that is disproportionate and destructive. Human dignity matters. People gamble often because of poverty, stress, or just addiction. And prison strips them of dignity, but rehabilitation restores it. Using prison for gambling is like using a hammer to fix a smartphone. You don't just fail to fix it, you actually break it further. Now, with all of that, let me ask you something. Do you genuinely believe that placing gambling addicts in prison cell will make them a better citizen? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this debate is about choices. Do we choose the outdated path of punishment, expensive, ineffective, and inhuman? Or do we choose the smarter path of rehabilitation, cheaper, more effective, and far more humane? We are not excusing gambling. We are saying, let's solve it properly. Social service rebuilds discipline. Skill training builds independence. Rehabilitation builds citizens. Now, to prioritize prison is to throw lives away. To prioritize rehabilitation is to give them back to society. That is why we on the proposition firmly believe that social service and skill training, not imprisonment, is the real justice. Thank you.